Today, we're talking about a force that is quietly shaping your reality every single second of the day. We're going to talk about how to hack your own brain.
I mean, we've all heard of the placebo effect, right? It's that wild idea that your belief alone can create a real physical result, even from something like a sugar pill.
And that's literally what placebo means in Latin. I shall heal. It's pure proof of the power of your mind, the power of positive expectation.
But here's the thing. For every force like that, there's usually an opposite, a shadow. And the placebo effect has one that's just as strong, but way, way more sinister.
It's called the nocebo effect. And honestly, getting a handle on this is the key to taking back control of your own mind in a way you probably never thought was possible.
You guessed it, in Latin, nocebo means I shall harm. It's the polar opposite of the placebo, and here's the kicker. It is every bit as powerful.
So let's get into it. What exactly is this effect? How does your brain take just a negative thought and turn it into a real physical thing?
Okay, so this has been proven in labs, for real. In studies, they'll give people a totally harmless sugar pill, but they'll tell them, hey, this might give you a headache. And guess what? A huge number of them actually get headaches. Their brain literally creates the symptom just from the negative expectation.
And this isn't just something that happens in a weird experiment. This system is running in the background of your life right now. Because at its core, your brain is a prediction machine.
You have to get this. Your brain isn't just watching the world go by, it's actively building your reality based on the information you give it. And if you keep feeding it negative predictions, well, it's going to work really hard to prove you right.
Think about it. Does this sound familiar? You're worried that big presentation's going to bomb. Your brain starts looking for all the ways to fail. You're convinced that new idea you have is dead on arrival. Your brain just shuts down the creativity department. It's not a weakness. It's just how the machine works.
And what's driving all this? It's your ancient built-in survival programming. Its job is to look for threats, to keep you safe. But in our modern world, that same system can end up sabotaging the very things we want most.
But this is where things get really interesting. Because if it's a system, that means it has rules. And if it has rules, it can be understood. And if it can be understood, you can take control of it.
This is the big shift. You did not have to be a victim of your brain's default settings. You can be the one writing the code. You can absolutely hack this system.
So, what's the master key to this hack? It's a simple but powerful tool called reframing. It's all about consciously grabbing that inner script your brain is running and rewriting it.
The process is pretty straightforward, but it takes practice. First, you have to get good at catching that negative prediction as it pops up. Then, and this is crucial, you don't pretend the challenge isn't there. You just change what it means. You reframe it as an opportunity. So for example, your brain's default might be, oh, this is probably going to fail just like all the other stuff. You catch that and you install a new thought. Okay, this challenge is here to teach me exactly what I need to learn to succeed. See that? One is a dead end. The other is a lesson plan.
Or how about this classic? I always mess up presentations. Instead of reinforcing that story, you reframe it. Every single presentation I do makes me a little bit stronger, a little more prepared. Now you're not defined by a potential screw-up, you're defined by your growth.
Now this one's the big boss. We use our past as evidence for why we can't have the future we want. But what if you just flip the script? What if every single failure wasn't proof that you're doomed, but was actually the perfect training ground for what's coming next? And that leads us to the most mind-blowing part of this whole thing. This isn't just about handling your fears about the future. It's about going back in time and reprogramming how you see your past.
You have to become a detective. Actively hunt for the good stuff that came out of the hard stuff. That business that went under, that's where you learned resilience. That brutal rejection, it was a course correction, pushing you to where you really needed to be. Every struggle built the strength you're using right now. When you do this, you change the source code your brain uses to predict the future.
And let me be really clear here. This isn't toxic positivity. This isn't just slapping a smiley face sticker on a terrible situation. This is strategic brain programming. You're giving your brain better, more useful data to build your reality with.
So really, it all boils down to changing the fundamental question that runs your life. You have to stop asking that default survival question, what if this goes wrong? And you have to intentionally install a new one. What if this is exactly what I need to grow?
In the end, it's this simple. Your brain, right now, is building your reality based on its programming. You can let it keep running that old, fear-based survival code, or you can step in and start programming it for possibility. The choice is always yours.
So I'll just leave you with this question. What's one thing from your past that you've been carrying around like a failure that you're ready, right now, to start seeing as your preparation?